Hello everyone, and welcome to History of the Ancient World. Today, we're marching back in time into an era of bronze, iron, and incredible courage. We're going to explore the legendary warriors and epic wars that didn't just spill blood, but shaped civilizations, built empires, and forged the very foundations of the world we know today. From the disciplined phalanxes of Greece to the unstoppable legions of Rome, the story of the ancient world is a story of conflict. So grab your virtual shields and let's dive into the fascinating and often brutal history of ancient warfare. Our journey begins in the sun-drenched lands of Greece with the hoplite. Picture this: a citizen soldier, clad in bronze armor, carrying a heavy round shield called a hoplon, and a long spear. The hoplites were the backbone of armies from city-states like Athens and Sparta. Their strength wasn't just in their individual bravery, but in their formation. The phalanx. This was a tight-knit block of soldiers, shields interlocked with a forest of spears bristling from the front ranks. Imagine being an enemy soldier charging towards this solid wall of bronze and sharpened points. It was terrifyingly effective. The Battle of Marathon is a prime example, where a smaller Athenian force, using the strength of their hoplite phalanx, repelled a massive Persian invasion, saving Greek democracy in its infancy. But the Greeks weren't just about defensive walls of shields. Alexander the Great, a military genius from Macedon, revolutionized this warfare. He took the traditional phalanx and made it longer, more flexible, and armed it with the sarissa, an incredibly long pike, sometimes up to 18 feet. This allowed his infantry to keep enemies at a distance, while his devastating cavalry, the companion cavalry, which he often led himself, would flank and smash into the enemy's rear. This combined arms tactic was unstoppable. Alexander's campaigns, stretching from Greece all the way to India, created one of the largest empires of the ancient world, all thanks to his brilliant military innovations and the sheer power of his Macedonian army. Now let's turn our attention west, to an empire that would come to define military might: Rome. The Roman legionary was arguably the most professional and adaptable soldier of the ancient world. Unlike the Greek hoplite, who was often a part-time soldier, the legionary was a career warrior. They were superbly trained, incredibly disciplined, and brilliantly equipped. Their rectangular shield, the scutum, offered excellent protection, while their short stabbing sword, the gladius, was deadly in close-quarters combat. They also carried two throwing spears called pila, which they would hurl into enemy ranks just before charging, causing chaos and breaking formations. The Romans were masters of engineering as well, building fortified camps every single night, constructing siege engines and paving roads that allowed their armies to move with unprecedented speed across their vast empire. The Roman legions didn't just win battles, they secured and Romanized entire territories. Their organizational structure was a key to this success. A legion was divided into smaller, more flexible units called cohorts, and further into centuries. This modular system allowed a Roman general to adapt their tactics on the fly, responding to changing battlefield conditions in a way that more rigid armies couldn't. From the brutal Punic Wars against Carthage, where they learned to fight at sea, to the conquest of Gaul under Julius Caesar, the Roman military machine was a relentless force. Caesar's campaign in Gaul, detailed in his own commentaries, is a masterclass in strategy, logistics, and ruthless efficiency, showcasing the peak of Roman military power. Of course, the ancient world was filled with many other incredible warrior cultures. Think of the Celts, often depicted as wild, ferocious fighters who would sometimes charge into battle naked to show their bravery and intimidate their foes. Their skill with long swords and their use of war chariots made them formidable opponents for the Romans. Then there were the Parthians in the east, masters of horse archery. Their Parthian shot, feigning a retreat and then turning in the saddle to fire arrows back at the pursuing enemy, was a devastating tactic that famously defeated a Roman army at the Battle of Carrhae. These hit-and-run tactics were a nightmare for the heavy infantry of the legions. Let's not forget the warriors of ancient Egypt. For much of its early history, Egypt was protected by its geography, but during the New Kingdom, they developed a powerful and sophisticated military. The pharaoh often led the army, riding in a fast, light chariot, a weapon platform that combined speed with firepower. Egyptian archers were renowned for their skill, raining down arrows from chariots or from massed infantry formations. Their campaigns into Nubia and the Levant expanded Egypt's influence and brought immense wealth back to the Nile Valley. The Battle of Kadesh, fought between the Egyptians under Rameses II and the Hittite Empire, was one of the largest chariot battles ever recorded, involving thousands of these ancient war machines. These wars and warriors did more than just decide who ruled a piece of land. They were engines of change. Military innovations often led to technological advancements that spread into civilian life. The roads built for Roman legions became arteries of trade and communication. Conflicts also led to immense cultural exchange, as ideas, technologies, and people moved with the armies. The conquests of Alexander, for instance, spread Greek language and culture across the East, creating the Hellenistic world. While the methods were often brutal, the consequences of these ancient conflicts were profound, laying the groundwork for the civilizations that followed. From the disciplined Spartan to the versatile Roman legionary, from the chariot archer of Egypt to the horse lords of Parthia, the ancient world was a crucible of military innovation and raw human courage. The strategies developed and the battles fought thousands of years ago still echo in military academies today. They are a testament to human ingenuity, discipline, and the enduring, often tragic, role of conflict in our shared history. Understanding these ancient warriors isn't just about marveling at their armor or tactics. It's about understanding the forces that shaped empires and defined the course of human civilization. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the battlefields of the ancient world. I hope you found it as fascinating as I do. What ancient warrior culture do you find most interesting? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to History of the Ancient World and ring that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the past. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.